Hi, I'm Sujata. Welcome to my channel Cook Better with Suj. Today I'm excited to share with you a very special recipe, a recipe from ISKCON. ISKCON Temple's fruit cake is world famous. So today we're going to learn how to make ISKCON Temple fruit cake. So let's get cooking. This is the all-spice mix. Basically this has cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg and dried ginger powder. The ingredients required to make this ISKCON fruit cake is about 600 grams of whole wheat flour or Maida according to your preference, about 400 grams of sugar which is powdered, 300 grams of salted butter, 75 ml of oil which is odorless, 400 ml of milk or cream, quarter cup of mixed fruits, quarter cup of raisins, quarter cup of chopped dates and chopped cashew nuts, quarter cup, chopped cherries and freshly chopped 2 to 3 plums or apple or any fruit that is available. This is about 200 grams of mixed fruit jam, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. The first and the foremost thing to do is take all these dry spices and grind them to a fine powder. The first and the foremost thing to do is cream the butter and the sugar together. This is about 300 grams of salted butter which is at room temperature. This is about 400 grams of sugar which is powdered. So I'm going to put the entire mixture together. To this I'm going to add 1 pinch of this allspice powder, not more than that. That's enough, and cream this together. This might take a while, but mix it all up together. It's much easier in a food processor to mix the butter and the powdered sugar, but for this cake, since we are adding nuts, I prefer mixing in the hand. Because the butter is at room temperature, mixing with the powdered sugar doesn't take much time. Since this is an eggless fruit cake, you don't have to bother too much about beating the butter and sugar together, as the whole thing is raised by the baking soda that you're going to put later on with the mixture. Now you can see the butter is mixing thoroughly with the powdered sugar. It's soft and nice. The next thing to do is mix the milk, which is about 400 ml. You can even take cream, fresh cream. Milk is good also. So we're mixing all the wet ingredients together. Don't worry if the butter and the sugar mix takes a while to get into milk. Even if it looks curdling or like not mixing, don't worry about it. Takes a while. You can see that the butter and the sugar is getting mixed with the milk, but it's still lumpy. Since it's in room temperature, it's okay to have a lumpy mixture like this. Now to this, I'm going to add all the other ingredients. We're going to use the chopped dried fruits. This is about quarter cup. I'm going to add this to the whole mix. Add the raisins, add the dates, quarter cup, add the chopped cashew nuts, quarter cup. These are chopped cherries, quarter cup. I was lucky to get plums, which are about 2 to 3 plums, fresh plums which are chopped. This is about 200 grams of mixed fruit jam. This goes in it as well. Now mix all these things together. All these wonderful ingredients that go into the mix They make the cake so beautiful. The last thing to add here in this cake, because this is eggless cake, I'm going to add the Maida, which is sifted Maida or the self-raising flour or wheat flour. This is about 600 grams. I'm adding all of it, and I'm not fussing too much about the baking soda and the baking powder. So this is baking soda, about 1 teaspoon, baking powder about 1.5 teaspoon. They both go in it, and you mix it all up likewise until you get the desired consistency of the dropping consistency of a cake batter. The last thing to do is to add the oil. So let the whole mixture come together. Don't worry if the mixture is looking lumpy, because these are not the traditional egg cakes. These are eggless cakes, and it really does not matter if you get a homogenized mix or you get a lumpy mix. Eventually they all combine together to make it homogenized. As you can see, the whole mix is coming together. I can smell the aroma of all these wonderful spice powders that we have blended, and put a pinch of it that gives you the warmth of the cake. You can see the color changing because it's got all these dried fruits and the jam and also the mixed fruits and the freshly chopped plum all together in this wonderful cake mix. And I can smell the aroma. Can you see? It's getting all mixed up. The edges still has it, but I'm just mixing it up. It's still thick. So at this stage, I'm going to add the 75 ml of oil. This actually makes the cake get the softness in the body. So I'm going to add the entire 75 ml of oil, which is, I've taken sunflower oil. You can take any oil, but make sure it's odorless. Mixing it all up. Takes a while to mix the entire thing into a homogeneous mixture. Now the cake mixture is getting the right consistency, which is a cake drop consistency. So happy to be making this wonderful ISKCON temple fruit cake as a prasad to Lord Krishna. So I'm so proud to be making this recipe and showing it all to all of you so that you can make at your house and then share it with all your loved ones. See, now the entire mix is beautifully mixed. It's got this lovely pink color because of the jam, which is mixed fruit jam. Now the mixture is ready, and now it's ready to be poured into the cake tin. I've taken two 9 by 9 inch baking tray, cake tray. I'm going to take a little bit of oil and smear it. Though it's non-stick, I believe the traditional method of just oiling the cake tin. I'm going to pour this entire mix into two halves because they're going to bake, and it's going to double in size as it gets baked. So I'm going to make it into half and half. This is about half the amount, and the rest of the mixture I'm going to pour into the other half. It's so lovely and it's aromatic. Love the allspice mix in this wonderful eggless cake. Now my preheated oven is making the sound that I'm ready for the cake mix to go in. lovely, tasty cake batter is ready. Now it's so important for you to take equal halves as it's going to cook together, and it has the same temperature, same cooking time, so that you don't bake one more and one less. So make sure it has gone equally divided into all these two cake trays. To make it more interesting, I'm going to add, just do this so that any air bubble will get out of it, and just smear it like that so that you get kind of even surface. Don't worry, as it gets cooked, it's going to look uniform. Just sprinkle the dried fruits, the mixed dry fruits, which makes it more appetizing, just on top, so that it gives you that yummy fruit cake texture and feel. As it gets cooked, these dry fruit chops, they get roasted along with the cake, gives you an additional extra taste to the whole cake. My oven is making so much noise that I'm ready. Please put the cake inside the oven. It's safe. So we're ready. Now I've been heating the oven in about 150 degrees centigrade for about 20 minutes now. I'm going to put the cake trays inside. Get the other cake tin also. They go parallelly together, so they bake together. Very important to keep the cake tins in the middle of the oven and close the oven so they get cooked evenly. This is going to cook for about 30 minutes and we're going to check once done. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this wonderful, yummy fruit cake. This is a recipe from ISKCON bakery itself, and they've been kind enough to give me this recipe so that I make this prasad for Lord Krishna and teach everybody how to make it for the upcoming Krishna Janmashtami. Thanks to the Swamiji and the bakery of ISKCON to give me this wonderful fruit cake recipe. I hope you learned how to make it and make it for your loved ones with all the love from Sujata.